Did you know that cycle helmets, so your average standard cycle helmet, has a shelf life of a maximum of 10 years? So yes, from the minute they're manufactured, they put a date or year inside. So that is 10 years for which then they will no longer meet the specifications for safety. Okay, so realistically, it is advised to change them. It's also advised to change them when you have a fall, a knock, a slip or bump, or any other potential damage to the exterior shell or its structure. Okay, so the big question is, what do we do with the old ones? Right? Because it's one thing buying a new one for safety, but what happens to the old one? Because it's one thing throwing things away, but if you're like me and you want to live healthy but also sustainably, then you want to do something with it. Well, that's what we're here for. Okay, so this is my nice shiny new helmet. So that's why we're sort of here today, because recently I have bought a new helmet. Now, you can see it's still got its tags on. I haven't even worn it yet, but we've got three parts. So we've got the straps, you've got the inside, and you've got the exterior. Okay, so the helmet comes in three parts, really, right? Now, when you buy a new one, obviously you take the tags off the new one and keep the new one nice and safe. You don't want to be throwing the new one around or sort of just leaving it in direct sunlight, all that sort of stuff. So we want to look after a new one. But the old one actually strips off into three parts. Now, I've only got two because I actually got rid of one already. And I'll tell you how in a minute. Okay. So what we do with our old helmets is we strip them apart. Okay. So when you undo the straps, you can actually undo them at the sort of ends and it will feed through and feed out. And you end up basically with a long strap that you can actually weave around itself. If you can see, it's actually still got the clicks on somewhere. I just put it, oh yeah, they're actually still together. Oh, see, still together. But I just wove it off the end. So realistically, you could weave that on and you've still got a cable click and something that you can tie something up with. Okay, so that is something that can be very helpful, and that's why I'm retaining this, because really what happens when you move house, maybe you take something big in your car, you can use this and click down and loop up and hold your boot shut or something like that. Maybe you've got some things to keep together that you pop into storage, or you're moving for some other purpose. So these are kind of quite useful because it's quite a robust strap and the clips are still very much workable. So again, when you remove that, you can keep it, retain it, or donate it to someone that may use it, maybe a family member or someone. Okay. Now, the one bit that I don't have is the exterior. So this is the bit. So the exterior is this sort of plastic cover. So the bit like this yellow bit, right? Now, the yellow bit is actually recyclable. So sometimes it may be at your home, sometimes it may be at the local place, but check. Okay, so check your recycling centre, check what they take at home and things like this. That's why I say I haven't got mine, because I already took mine. Okay, so it's gone to be recycled. Okay, now this bit is the hardest part. And that's why I've left it to last. Okay, because it's hard, but it's foam and it's kind of, well, what do you do with it? All right, it's that sort of material that you can't recycle. Right, so I'm looking for the day that they can do this, and there are helmets now that are completely recycled and eco-friendly and things like that, and they're obviously a bit more pricey, but a lot of us will have old ones or old ones like this, or we will have, say, old ones in the future. Now, the reason I'm retaining onto this is because it actually has holes in it, see? Okay, because my mum is very big on plants. Now, I'm not the big person on green and plants and things like this. However, if you pop that inside you get some of these nice big pots, okay, and they don't have drainage in them, okay. So if too much water in a plant, I have learned this, it can kill the root, so it can kill the plant, okay. So really you want something sitting in something and it can drain. That's exactly why I've retained this, and this is what I think is a great idea. You can sort of pop it into a bigger pot. It actually is quite supportive, so we'll actually support something else underneath, but it also uplifts it with the drainage, so any water can run out the bottom of the pot that's inside, and of course keep it nice and dry. So that's the reason I've retained this one. You could use it for any sorts of arts and crafts if that was your sort of thing. It is okay to sort of say play with, so if children wanted to paint it or do something like that, then of course you could do something like that. But my best solution that I've currently found is that sort of drainage idea. So use it to help something up, to keep the drainage or water, let it flow out the bottom. is perfect shape, perfect size, and of course it is perfectly designed. However, you may have your own ideas of what this middle part could also be used for. If you do, then I'd love to hear, because we're here to talk about sustainability, and that means our way we live, the things we live with, and of course helping others to do so to protect our planet. Now, if you've got any thoughts, comments and questions, otherwise also I would love to hear. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video.